What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Barbells and Bangs. Exhausted. I feel like, I don't know, I thought doing 2 podcasts was gonna be easier. Yeah, no. I thought it was gonna be easier than it is. I'm like, well, I got 1 podcast, might as well start another one. I don't know what I was thinking, guys. I don't know what I was thinking, but I'm doing it. I'm committed. I am fully committed. So we're doing it. We're doing it. This week has been better because I didn't have really like technical issues, but I spent like 4 hours today looking for my external hard drive. So that definitely slowed me down. I was like, I can't do my podcast without this because I have to clear up some space to be able to like store the files and, technical stuff. And I'm not good at technical stuff, okay? I'm not. I never claimed to be. I am trying. I'm trying my best, guys. But you know what? I'm not Bill Gates, okay? I don't know what I'm doing. I need help. I need an IT department. And it's just like one person that I just call when I can't turn on my camera or whatever my issue is. It's like every week I have a new issue. And I'm like, can't everything just work? But anyways, enough complaining. I'm going to let you guys know what I'm sipping on right now. So I've got the WELLBEING Victory Wheat. This is my favorite, guys. You know this is my favorite non-alcoholic beer. Yeah, so this is the Victory Wheat. It is a sports brew, so it has electrolytes, going to keep you hydrated. There's no alcohol. It's low calorie, so check it out. It has a little hint of orange, so it's delicious. And what I'm actually drinking today is what we call a beer mosa. It is a beer mosa. So it's beer, the WELLBEING, and then I put some orange juice, some fresh squeezed orange juice, I might add. Delicious, guys. This is so good. This is like the perfect summertime drink. I'm telling you. I'm going to take a sip on it right now just to prove you guys. Delicious. Delicious. This is what I drank during my 6.5 hour long live stream on Saturday. So, it kept me hydrated, And it's fun. It's like a brunch drink you could make. You could make a little mocktail. But anyways, wellbeingbrewing.com. Use my code BREECKERT for 10% off your order of $10 or more. Cheers. So anyways, I was going to try to get a guest for this episode, but I don't know, guys. Life got in the way. That's all I can say. I don't have a great excuse. Just life. Just, general life stuff. I'm tired. Like, I did not feel well for, like, the past week. It's been rough. Like, it's just been, I don't know. I feel so much better today, though. Like, I feel 10 times better today. And I think it's because I gave myself, like, a day to just sleep in as long as I want, which I haven't given myself that in a while. I think my body really needed some rest because when I just let myself, I always wonder sometimes, I'm like, if I just wait until like it's time for my body to just wake up, I'm like, what time would I wake up? And it's like, oh, wow, I am sleep deprived. You have to prioritize sleep. It's so important. It's so important because like obviously my training has been lacking because I haven't been getting good sleep and I haven't been getting enough sleep. So I don't know. I'm trying to do a thing where I'm like, maybe I should just kind of not force myself to go to bed super early at night until I can kind of get my sleep schedule more under control. Because I feel like when I force myself to wake up early, that's always when I can never sleep the night before. And then I end up getting like 4 hours of sleep and then I'm exhausted the whole rest of the day. So I'm like, maybe let me just try to wake up at like 8 a.m., you know? Like, we're not doing any 5 a.m. stuff over here. Come on now. That's crazy talk. I am not a 5 a.m. girl. I've tried many times and I don't think I can do it. Now, if it was just like wake up and go and just wake up and do whatever, okay, that's fine. But I'm not going to wake up at 5 a.m. and go to the gym and then be working all day and then get home and go to bed at 11 o'clock at night. And no, that's not sustainable. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like I was putting way too much pressure on myself to get way too much stuff done in such a short period of time. I'm like, dude, chill. Just take it slow. Just take it easy. Like, sometimes I just take things too seriously to the point where, I don't know, I just feel like I always put too much effort into things sometimes. When it's like, it doesn't matter. It's fine. You don't have to be an overachiever with everything. I don't know. Sometimes I can be like that, but sometimes I'm really lazy too. Like, when I don't feel good, I'm lazy. I don't care what anybody says. If I don't feel good, I'm going to be lazy. But I'll find other things to do that kind of, you know, are still productive. I'm just not doing anything. Like, I'll turn on like a educational video or podcast or audiobook or something and just at least learn something, you know, if I'm not doing anything. But yeah, sometimes I'm lazy, dude. But I have a chronic illness, so it's like, yeah, I'm not the same as I used to be. I'm getting older and my body is falling apart. I'm trying to keep it together, but man, it's tough. It's tough because I'm just so tired. I'm just exhausted. So yeah, but definitely switching up my diet has helped with the fatigue. I mean, I feel like I need more sleep, but the fatigue I feel like is getting better at least. Yeah, I don't know. It's a whole thing. But that's lupus. Lupus is like, once you fix one problem, then there's a new thing. That's always how it's been with me. Like, I'll fix one symptom and then I'll get like a new thing. That's always what's happened. So I don't know. That's just, lupus is annoying. Don't get lupus. It sucks. Yeah, and I talk about lupus all the time because I'm trying to like raise awareness, and I'm also trying to just like let people know that like I understand what it's like, because I feel like that's the hardest thing is like, when you have a physical illness, when you have a chronic illness, it's not even so much the physical part of it. I think it's more the mental part of it. Because having a physical limitation, it just makes you feel like, you know, sometimes you'll compare yourself to able-bodied people, to people that don't have that. And you'll think that you'll set the same expectations for yourself, which you should, but you should also kind of give yourself a little bit of slack, because you do have a limitation. Like, you have an obstacle in front of you that you have to overcome, and it's going to be harder for you to achieve the same things that other people can achieve. And as long as you realize that, then you're good. But you have to know that. You have to know that if you have something like a chronic illness, or you have some sort of obstacle in your way, you have to know it's going to be harder than it is for somebody who doesn't have that obstacle. You have to realize that. So you're going to have to work harder, and you're going to be tested. Your strength is going to be tested. Your mental strength, your physical strength, just your will overall will be tested. Like, how bad do you want success? How bad do you want a better life? How bad do you want to be happy? You're going to have to work harder for it when you have something like that in your way. So just know that. But if you can break through, if you can make it happen, despite the obstacle, then you have an amazing story that you can tell. So I say go for it. Because if you can pull it off, yeah, you're good. You basically overcame the odds. So I love doing that kind of stuff. I like to overcome odds. I think that's what I figured out as something I like. Like, if somebody tells me I can't do something, ooh, I love it. Please tell me I can't. Because sometimes I have too many people telling me that I can. Or not necessarily that I can, but that I can, like, sooner than I realistically can. Or just giving me some unrealistic expectations. And it's like, I want people to tell me I can't. And I don't, because I hate it when I hear it. But what it does to my motivation is insane. Absolutely insane. So yeah, tell me I can't do it. I'll prove you wrong, son. I'll prove you wrong. Not every time, but sometimes, depending on what it is. I don't know, yeah. I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about motivation. I've been trying to think of, like, what motivates me and how am I going to achieve my goals and what's my 5-year plan, my 10-year plan, like, where do I want my life to be? I've been thinking about, like, all that kind of stuff because I think it's important. I think it's important to think ahead. But I've been reading that book a little bit. I need to read more of it now. Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David. That's the book. I've been reading that a little bit. And I think that's kind of helped me with, like, my bigger picture, my vision. And just knowing that, like, there's steps to things. There's levels to things. It's not point A to point B. It's, point A to point B to point C to point D to point... you got to go through the whole alphabet sometimes. And that's okay. But I'm just realizing that sometimes people tell you things or give you advice because that's what they did. So they don't want it to be any easier for you. They want you to go through what they went through to get where they got. But maybe you don't want to be where they are. Maybe you want to be further than they are. Or maybe you want to be in a different different lane. Whatever it is. That's why I just am so careful with who I let give me advice these days. And I really don't take a lot of advice that people give me anymore. Not that I don't think it's good advice, because maybe it is, but I'm just so wary of people's intentions, I guess, now. Way more so than before. I don't know. I just feel like a lot of people really don't have my best interest in mind sometimes. They think they do. They think they're helping me. But it's just them projecting on me a lot of times. And I've done that to people when I've given people advice. I've done that. I think everybody has at some point to an extent. Nothing crazy, but like, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of getting smarter, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I used to be pretty naive, but I've definitely gotten a lot wiser. That's for sure. It's just experience, time, life. And if you don't have, like, people in your life to look up to that have achieved what you want to achieve, it's really, really, really difficult to achieve it. Really difficult. Because you don't have a roadmap. So when you have a roadmap, that makes it a lot easier. And that's why it's important to find people that are doing what it is you want to do and talk to them. Or just study them. Read their books, whatever. Listen to their podcasts. Yeah. I don't know. You know what I think it is? Why I'm feeling a little bit more motivated right now is also, so not only have I been reading that book, but also yesterday I was listening to Mike Perry on Joe Rogan's podcast, and I haven't listened to Joe Rogan's podcast in a while because I don't really listen to it all the time. I'll listen if I see an episode that really like piques my interest, I'll listen to it, but I don't listen to it regularly. It's not like a podcast I listen to all the time, but I used to listen to it all the time, and it really did help me like stay motivated. And I've been listening to it more lately. Like Theo Von was on, and then Mike Perry was on, and those, I mean, how can you not love Theo Von? Theo Von. Oh my gosh, I have the biggest crush on Theo Von. Which everybody already knows by now. But yeah, and then Mike Perry is it's funny. So Mike Perry, when he was in the UFC, and I've talked about this before, like some of his behavior was a little, I guess, questionable. Not questionable, maybe more like criminal. I guess he had some issues, that he had to get through, but which is, I don't judge. After a certain amount of time has passed, it's like I don't judge people for things. If they're still doing those things, then I judge. But if somebody turns it around, I think we should celebrate that, because how are they ever going to get better if people continuously have a stigma on them for whatever it is that they did? So I don't know, if I see somebody like turn things around, then I'll turn things around with my view of them a lot of times. So that's kind of how I feel about Mike Perry. I don't know why I said Mark Perry. Mike Perry. So yeah, and I feel like maybe it's just because now he's got a family. He's really kind of becoming a star in bare knuckle fighting championship. And he comes across as like, a character, if you will, a Florida man. But I think he's actually really smart in his own way. Like, he's really smart. Just the things that he was saying to Joe Rogan, about fighting and about his goals and his game plan is just like, yeah, he's smart. Like, he's smart with, like, how to use his fighting career to make money. Like, he's really good at it. And, yeah, I think he's going to do really big things with BKFC. I don't know who he's going to fight next, though. I don't think there's any fight news right now. He said they're working on fights, but, yeah, I don't know. But that was an interesting episode for sure. I thought that was, just interesting to hear his perspective on things. And I don't know. I feel like he's been on Rogan before, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe he has not. But in other MMA news, I don't even know what to think about this. So, I'm gonna pull up the article real quick, because this is just, it's kind of funny, actually. Okay. Let's see which article comes up first. And I talked about this briefly on my MMA podcast, but I told my MMA podcast listeners, I am not talking about this on an actual MMA platform. I'm going to talk about this on my other podcast, because this to me is pop culture. This is not fight news, okay? This is pop culture, not fight news. If it becomes an actual fight, I will talk about it on my fight podcast. But it's not. So I'm talking about it on here, so let's go. Okay, so Elon Musk, weight advantage, biggest holdup in MMA fight versus Zuckerberg. Conversations continue between Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Dana White. And while the billionaires are itching to get their hands on one another, there's an issue preventing the fight from being made official. Elon's weight advantage. Yeah, duh. I said this on my podcast. There's a huge weight difference. They're not going to sanction this with a huge weight difference. They have to figure out some sort of weight class, most likely, if they actually want to make this happen, make it an official bout. Okay, we'll keep going. Our sources tell us the guys are still serious about fighting in an octagon, and as the UFC president told us yesterday, he's absolutely down to put on the fight. We don't do gimmick fights here. We don't do that here, says Dana White, and then now he's doing that. Okay, I'm done. But Zuckerberg's size disadvantage has become an issue. Yeah, Elon is 6'1" and weighs between 185 and 200 pounds, and Mark Zuckerberg is 5'7" and reportedly weighs 155 pounds. That's like a 50-pound weight difference, guys. What are you doing? Significant differences. Elon has a 6-inch height advantage and somewhere around a 30 to 45 pound weight advantage. Yeah. Zuckerberg could be a lightweight in the UFC. Musk would be middleweight or light heavyweight. Well, actually, no, because they would be cutting weight. So it would probably be lower than that. But anyways. Typically, exhibition fights. See, this is what people, I think, don't understand. An exhibition fight doesn't count on your record. That's the difference. It doesn't count. It's not like a real, it's basically not a real fight. I mean, it's a real fight, but it's not at the same time. It doesn't count. Dana says they are dead serious about fighting in the octagon. So, does Elon Musk have to cut weight? I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. This is so ridiculous. Chael's son believes Mark Zuckerberg versus Elon Musk could do up to 25 million pay-per-view buys. What? That would be insane. But why are they doing this? Why did Elon call him out? Was it because Facebook's like trying to compete with Twitter or something? I don't know. I don't watch the news, guys. I'll be honest. I don't even know all the companies Elon Musk owns anymore. I used to like keep up. I used to be like really like I would follow like a lot of his stuff. Like I would see what he was doing when I was, trying to be a businesswoman. But I don't really feel like being a businesswoman anymore. So I feel like being more of a podcast person now. No. This is so ridiculous. So, okay, here, I'll give my official prediction. I think... Wait. I found another article. Elon Musk says a cage fight with Mark Zuckerberg might actually happen and could go badly for him. Wait, what? Okay, so oh my god, this article is ridiculous. Listen to this, guys. Combat sports used in cage fighting include not just Zuck's favorite jiu-jitsu, but also kickboxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and boxing. It's unclear what approach Musk, who has a much larger frame than Zuckerberg, would use in the octagon. Zuckerberg's jiu-jitsu skills are well known, and Vance said he takes this stuff pretty seriously, and this could go badly. Guys, I'm really excited that Mark Zuckerberg is competing in jiu-jitsu. That's great. But he's done one tournament and he's still a white belt. So, like, I feel like people think he's like Hoist Gracie. You know, because Hoist Gracie, it didn't matter how big you were. He didn't care. He's like, I got you. So I don't think it's going to be the same result for Zuckerberg. No. No. He's not Hoist Gracie. There's a 50-pound weight difference. Unless, yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing, though. My prediction is that Elon got that dog in him. I'm just saying, I just feel like you can't tell me, like, here, let me pull up a picture of Mark Zuckerberg. You can't tell me this nerd, billionaire. These guys are both billionaires, by the way. They're both nerds. Why are we... It's not going to be a good fight. It's not. It's just... The reason why people want to watch it is because it's two billionaires that are extremely famous, like the most famous people on earth. That's why people want to watch it. It's not going to be a good fight. The fact that people are talking about this like it's going to be some technical thing. No. But you know what it is going to do, and why I still kind of support it, is because it's going to bring more attention to the sport. It'll bring more attention to the sport, so that's great. But is it silly? Absolutely. Is it going to be one of the worst fights you've ever seen? Yes. It's going to be so bad. It's like, guys, I don't even think you're going to want to watch it. Like, once, like, you're going to want to watch it leading up to it, but then the moment the fight starts, you're going to be like, why did we ask for this? Because it's just ridiculous. It's two billionaire nerds. They're nerds. Oh my God, they're nerds. Like, have you heard Elon Musk talk? He sounds like such a nerd. And so does remember Zuckerberg with the barbecue? Gonna smoke these meats. I'm gonna have to listen to that back because I feel like that was actually a very accurate impression of Mark Zuckerberg. Oh my gosh, with the Sweet Baby Rays. Sweet Baby Rays. And then Elon is just a robot, basically. I mean, he's a robot. He's definitely a robot. I just feel like Elon has knockout power. I don't know why. He just seems like he has like almost like dad strength or something, you know? Where he just has like this, I don't know. I think he's going to knock him out. I think he's going to knock out Mark Zuckerberg. If he actually like trains for this. If they give them both a year, it's like, I mean, look what Jake Paul did in a very short period of time. He's like a legit boxer now. So, I don't know. Give him some time. I mean, I don't think they should do this fight like this year. I think they should give it like a couple years and then do it. Like actually legit train for it. Dude, they should send Mark Zuckerberg or Elon or somebody, one of them, send him to Dagestan with Habib and Makhachev. Oh my God. Dude, they should do a documentary. Oh my God. So they should do a documentary on like the training for this fight, like a legit documentary, because this has to be like one of the craziest things that's ever happened in our culture. If they actually, like, two of the world's richest people fighting each other in an MMA fight. That is insane. You guys ever seen the movie Idiocracy? Hey, welcome. That's where we're at now. That's where we're at because billionaires are fighting each other in the UFC. And like, why is Dana White? Well, I see why Dana White is supporting this because it's money. And Dana White likes money. He's a businessman. It makes sense. But it's just funny because of all the other things that he said with like the Jake Paul stuff and Francis versus John Jones, which is way less ridiculous than this. Like, you're telling me you can't do a John Jones versus Francis Ngannou cross-promotion fight, but you can do the CEO of Facebook versus a robot? What are you talking about? Like, this is insane. No, I don't really think Elon Musk is a robot. But who knows? I've never seen Elon Musk and a robot in the same room. Have you? Unless you count his car as a robot, which might as well be a robot. That car can do pretty much anything. Can drive itself. Yeah, I don't know. This is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Like rock'em sock'em robots. It's going to be such a horrible fight, guys. It's going to be so bad. It's going to be just terrible. Because it doesn't make any sense. It's like, why? Just do a boxing match or something. Like, why are we doing MMA? Do one of those Jake Paul boxing fights. Do that. But I guess the reason Elon called him out because he saw he was doing jiu-jitsu. But on Joe Rogan's podcast, Elon Musk did say that he trained taekwondo, karate, and judo as a kid. So I don't know how accurate that is, and I don't know how long ago that was, and I don't know how extensive that training was, but he probably has the same amount or more martial arts training as Zuckerberg. So it's just not anything recent that we know of. But I think GSP said he was going to train with him. Let me see what he said. Yeah, John Jones offered to train Zuckerberg, and then GSP offered to train Elon Musk. That would actually be hilarious. GSP and Elon Musk, that's an interesting combination. Because GSP's been on Lex Fridman's podcast before. And Lex Fridman just posted a clip of him training with Zuckerberg. And he said he was gonna train with Elon too. I wonder if Elon's been like secretly training or something. Because he's the one who called out Zuckerberg. Like, why would he call him out if he didn't know, like, oh, I can beat you? I don't know. Unless he's just... But he wouldn't be doing this for money. Because it's like, if they actually do this fight, they have to donate the money to charity. I mean, because it would just be so much money, it would be ridiculous. Or maybe they should just give it to the fighters. split it among the fighters and not take the pay themselves, because they're already billionaires. You know? I don't know. I don't really trust billionaires, to be honest. Because it's like, how did you become a billionaire? You got to do something a little shady to become a billionaire. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't really know any billionaires, I don't think. Maybe I do, and I just don't know. But probably not. Yeah, I don't know if I would trust them. But yeah, so I'm taking Elon on that one. But I just think it's a weird fight. Very strange, guys. All right, I got a question. Somebody came through on Instagram. How to learn to love yourself again and move forward, from Frank Does Drums. How to learn to love yourself again and move forward. Oh, that's a good one. Give me a second. I gotta make sure I'm hydrated before I respond to this one. Okay. How to learn to love yourself to move forward. So, I don't know. I mean, I've been up in life. I've been down. I've, been happy, been sad, been successful, been not successful. I've succeeded in things. I've achieved things. I've failed at things. So I think I've also made mistakes in relationships and friendships, and just there were times in my life where maybe I wasn't the best friend or wasn't the best girlfriend or whatever. But as long as you learn from that and you don't continue making the same mistakes, then I think it's okay. And as long as you learn from your failures, learn from your successes too, because even sometimes when you succeed, you have to really see okay, well, what did I do that created that result? What did I do right? And then keep doing that and double down on that. But yeah, how to learn to love yourself. I think loving yourself comes from living in just authentic energy, being you. I think when you can really truly be yourself, it's a lot easier to love yourself because you actually know who you are. If you don't know who you are, how can you love yourself? If you're always trying to be someone else, but deep down you're not being authentic, then I think it's a lot harder to love yourself. Yeah, I think being genuine, being authentic, those are really important things, but they're very difficult things to do. It's harder than it sounds. Even sometimes for me, it's kind of hard to just be myself and be comfortable in my own skin. But I've gotten a lot better at it. And you've got one life. You've got one life. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to let other people's opinions of you affect the way that you live your life? I wouldn't. You just got to really be yourself. You got to really be yourself. And sometimes people say be yourself and they think that means you can just say whatever you want. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just be you and be a good person, because when you're a good person and you're authentic, then they'll appreciate that. But if you're a bad person and you're authentic, yeah, people aren't going to like you. So maybe if you're being you, but you're making bad decisions, that's the problem. Make better decisions, you know? But be yourself. Be yourself, be you, be authentic, and try every single day just to be very conscious of your decisions, how you're treating people, and how other people are making you feel. And if other people maybe aren't being respectful to you, or they're being a little toxic, then maybe just limit your time with those people. Don't be toxic back to them. I've learned that's not a good idea. But yeah, just be yourself, be you, and do difficult things that will give you more confidence. When you do difficult things, don't sit around and I've done this so many times. Don't sit around and complain, oh, woe is me. Don't be a victim. I do that like once a month, but I'm trying to get better at not getting into that mindset. But I usually am able to snap out of it pretty quick. You know, throw on a podcast or go to the gym, go work out and get out of that funk. But sometimes it takes longer to get out of that funk than just a couple days. Sometimes it can take weeks. But get out of that funk if you're in it. If you're feeling like you're a victim, if you're feeling like the world is against you, it's just, that mentality is just not going to help you. It's not going to help you. You got to ditch that mentality now. Because that's the only way that you're going to get through whatever you're going through, is you get rid of that mentality. I'm a victim. Everything happens to me. I mean, that's how I feel. I have a chronic illness. I have lupus. Do you know how hard it is for me to not tell myself that I'm a victim all the time? It's so hard. So I get it. Because it's like, yeah, you do have things that are out of your control that kind of suck. You know, it's kind of an unfair situation. But acknowledge that and then say, okay, well, how can I overcome it? That's what you do. How can I overcome it? How can I make this work? And it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's not going to be an overnight thing. You're going to have to keep working and keep working and keep trying. It's trial and error. You have to keep going. And you just keep going and keep going until finally you see a light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to be hard. I'll just tell you that. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy. But like I said earlier, if you're able to overcome whatever it is that you have to overcome and stop being a victim, if you're able to do that, life gets a lot better. And you start to see like good things come your way. Because if you're a victim, then you're always going to be a victim. You're going to be stuck there being a victim your whole life. And that's just not how you want to live. There's more to life than that. That's all I'm saying. Okay, that was deep. What else we got? Let's see if we have any other questions. No, not yet. Okay. I should have posted it earlier. I posted it like right before I started this. So, whoopsies. Let's see what's going on the internets. Oh, man. I need to get my butt in the gym tomorrow. Because unfortunately, I had knee problems. And I was having a lot of back problems this week. Probably because of my period, just saying. That always happens every time. But I don't know, I gotta figure out a better way to like deal with it next time that happens, because I don't want to have to like, I mean, I still went to the gym, but it wasn't anything to be proud of. I'll just say that. Wasn't super proud of those workouts. And yeah. Like there was one workout where I felt like I didn't even do anything. I think that was on Monday, maybe. Yeah, I felt like I didn't do anything. I'm like, why am I here? I don't know. I need to get it together. But it's okay if you have weeks that aren't great, as long as you don't hyper focus on that and think like, oh, it was such a bad week, because then you kind of get in the habit of continuing it. So you just start fresh every week, start fresh. Okay, well, this week I'm going to do better. This week I'm going to get better sleep. This week I'm going to eat better. This week I'm going to eat more protein, whatever it is you got to do. Just try to turn it around. I'm always trying to turn things around constantly. It's a constant struggle, but it's worth it, because if you get out of your routine, if you start skipping a whole week, 2 weeks at a time, over and over again, then yeah, it's gonna be rough. But man, I looked in the mirror today and I was like, holy crap, I am getting lean. I haven't been this lean a long time. I don't really post as many like fitness videos, pictures and stuff anymore. I still post them sometimes because like I know it motivates people, so I try to post. Just so you guys know, I'm still being consistent. I'm still in the gym. I'll post like a video or a picture now and then, but yeah, I'm still working out. I just don't post it as much anymore because I want my podcast to be more of my, like, I want that to be majority of my content. Because like sometimes I would post stuff like that and I would just get like creepy, weird stuff, and I just don't like that. I don't like that, I like to talk to people about actual things. Like I don't just want a bunch of people in my messages like telling me creepy stuff, or even just hitting on me. Like it's like, I don't know. Cause it's like, I know that they do that to like hundreds of other women on the internet. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel weird. It just makes me feel weird, honestly. It's like, why? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah. So that's why I don't really post as much gym content anymore. Because I just don't want to draw that kind of attention to myself, really. That wasn't my intention with it, though. Like, I really just wanted to, like, help people, like, learn how to work out and, like, motivate people and kind of grow my, like, personal training thing and try to do that. And that's why I did it, but then I just kind of, like, didn't like it because I'm like, I don't like all these, like, creepy comments and, like, just people focusing so much on what I look like instead of who I am as a person. And yeah, I don't know. I didn't want people to get the wrong impression of me and think that like I'm like so obsessed with myself, because I'm like, no, I'm just literally like posting content for social media, like, to grow my like personal training, because I just got my personal training certification in November. So I'm like, yeah, I just want to show people what I do, this is what I do. But now I do all kinds of stuff. So yeah. I'm tired. I need a sip. I can't believe I live streamed for 6.5 hours on Saturday. It's insanity. That was my first live stream. I just wanted to see what it was like. Because if I ever do a real fight companion, I don't know, like with other people, I'm kind of just trying to start small, I don't like to skip steps. I don't like to skip steps. I think that's important. I think it's important to slowly evolve instead of trying to like do everything all at once. I think playing the long game is something I'm starting to do a lot more. I'm like, I'm doing this for 10 years from now. I'm not doing this for right now. Because you start to realize that anybody who's mastered anything, they're in it for 10 years before they really start to see some success. I'm talking about a master. I'm not talking about a viral or a one-hit wonder. I'm talking about a master. So do you want to be a master or do you want to be a one-hit wonder? I want to be a master. So I'm playing the long game. That's what I'm doing. I'm slowly evolving. I'm planning out my moves. That's what I'm doing. I'm not rushing anything. And I'm taking care of me while I'm doing that. Taking care of my basic needs. And then, you know, in the little free time that I have, I'm devoting that to my craft, my art, my whatever you want to call it. Or it could be a business. It could be anything. Yeah, I don't know. I like the long game better. I think the long game is a more proven way to succeed in something. I think having patience. I sound like Gary Vee right now. Patience? No, I just think it's good to have patience. I think it's good to have a sense of urgency and have patience at the same time. That's what I think. But what do I know? I don't know nothing. Where'd I put my phone? Oh, here it is. I found it. I was like, did I drop my phone? I'm watching an Alex Eubank video right now. Let's see what he says. Isn't it weird how so many versions of you exist in people's mind? Some may know you as the shy person that doesn't talk. Some see you as the annoying person that won't shut up. Some see you cold and mean. Others find you caring and kind. Yeah, it is crazy. That's why you can't worry too much about what people think about you. Because you're going to have people that just don't like you for no reason. Or it's a projection of themselves. Something with themselves they're not happy with, they're projecting it on you. That's usually what it is. But yeah, don't worry. You're going to have people talk trash. You're going to have people hate on you at some point in your life, no matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do. Anything. But, yeah. Be yourself. Be yourself. Love yourself. You're amazing. And the world is a better place because you are here. And that's what I'm going to end today's episode with because, well, I'm ready for bed. But thank you guys so much for the support. Thank you for joining me for this episode. I'm going to try to get some guests on soon. So I'm looking for, you know, just some people in fitness, people in combat sports to come on here and have conversations. So I will be working on that. But thank you for being patient with me in the meantime and chilling with me for this solo episode. I appreciate you. But I will see you again next week. Bye.